would you rather see in the Super Bowl? Is it the Rams, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, come on. You're asking the guy that played with Tom who would want to see in the Super Bowl. Listen, I want to see Tom just win a Super Bowl so I don't have to see the advertisements for more T-shirts on not done or keep going or never ending. Like, if he finally wins one more Super Bowl, maybe
Finally?
he'll say,
Did you
okay,
say
you know
finally?
what? Well, I'm saying he still wants to play for what? Like, he's playing because, I don't know, like.
Love of the
feels
game.
like he needs another Super Bowl. Like, come on. Oh, yeah, the love of the game. Yeah, until he hits the turf about 10 times in a game. Like, anyway, so Tom, win another one, and then we'll see if he retires, I guess. Or he'll probably say, I need another one. I don't know. But I'll just go with Tom because I played with him. But everyone else can just hate on me because, obviously, I played with him. So.
Nick?
No, that's the right. No. As his teammate, I respect it. I'm not surprised by it, but I respect it. I did not play with any of these guys. Played against a couple of them, and I would say I want Rodgers. Like, arguing for Tom at this point, I understand wanting to see Tom when he first went down to Tampa Bay, but what's the storyline? Like, he has exhausted all the storylines there are. Like, to have Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl, I think that is a interesting and attractive storyline. There's a lot of pressure. If Tom gets to the Super Bowl and he loses, what are we going to say? He's not the greatest of all time?
AJ, nothing but a number.
Yeah, I know, I guess. Which we already did that story 2 seasons ago. We did the age ain't nothing but a number story. For Aaron Rodgers, though, it is a question about where he's going to rank amongst the all-time quarterbacks. I think we all would agree that he is as talented a quarterback and as productive a quarterback as we've ever seen in the regular season. But with one championship, just one championship, whether it's fair or not, I don't think he's going to be in the conversation with like the greats because one Super Bowl puts him in the neighborhood of a bunch of kind of flash in the pan type quarterbacks that were passengers on championship teams. Obviously, he is not that, but I think a second Super Bowl changes the way we think about him. So I think that makes for a more exciting and intense game because there are stakes there. For Tom Brady, there's nothing left to prove. He's proven it all. He's done all the stories. I don't know if I can listen to another package about how great Tom Brady is.
Well, Mike, before you jump in here, one thing he did say is, right, he wanted to play till he's 45, so he'd be making good on his word, right? The whole TB12 brand, but he's playing at age 45 and winning a Super Bowl at age 45. I mean, there's no better endorsement than that.
No.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. I can empathize with Sean McVay because I got 20 years of scar tissue of competing against Tom Brady, either at the Jets or the Dolphins. So what Sean McVay said, there's a lot of us who have been feeling that for about 20 years. But in terms of this year's Super Bowl, I'd rather see Tom there because he's done everything the right way. You want to reward greatness. You want to reward excellence. All-time great player, teammate. And there's a lot of players that are going down there now that want to play with him for all the same reasons. And you look at the other situation in Green Bay, he just lost his running mate in Devontae Adams. And to me, I think there's just something that's refreshing about Tom and his true selflessness. And it's clear, and Rob, you can certainly speak to this, but he is a genuinely great teammate that guys really want to play with.
Nick?
No, he's a great guy. I mean, this is
boring.
One thing.
This is boring.
That's
okay,
the one
he's a great
thing
guy.
I would say.
He does everything the right way.
Nick,
Blah,
don't
blah,
get crazy.
blah,
No. I would say
blah,
this.
blah.
He's making like $10 million this year. Like, how is that?
See,
there's guys making $200 million.
That's not okay. That's not okay. See, Tannenbaum has come from the G.
How is that
GM,
not okay?
Yeah,
They're
I
gonna win
hate
a Super
it.
Bowl maybe because of it.
Tannenbaum has come from the GM perspective out here trying to propagate this foolishness that guys should play on a discount. I'm not working on no discounts. Tom Brady shouldn't either. No one should be out here playing on no discount. Tom Brady is breaking the game, and I don't appreciate it. I'm fine with rewarding his greatness, but how many more damn rewards does he need? Like, his greatness has been rewarded many times over. Guys, we've done it. We've been there. I want to see, and I'm not saying I want to see Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl, but I think the result of a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers in it seems more tense, more exciting. It's where he's going to place in history. I mean, Tom Brady, he could go to Super Bowl and throw 6 interceptions and run backwards into safety. And you know what? He's still going to be the damn
I've been a part of that, too.
It feels boring.
I've been a part of
it.
I guess the one thing I want to go back to, though.
Safety.
Yeah, Rob, one thing I want to go back to, and it's what you brought up, Mike T, and you said, well, Tom Brady's done everything the right way. That feels like kind of a shot at Aaron Rodgers. Rob, do you think that's fair?
Well, I mean, I think this whole offseason we've all been talking about Aaron Rodgers. And Davante Adams was like, yo, what about the number one target that scores all the touchdowns? What about me? Like, what about the guy that actually makes this whole thing go forward in the offense? Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but there's a reason why he hasn't won a Super Bowl in 12 years. There's a reason why it's not about the money, but 150 guaranteed. Maybe it is about the money. So at the end of the day, championships in legacy, that's what it's all about. Aaron Rodgers, not showing up to camp, having his issues off the field, showing everyone his feet, flexible, get it. But at the end of the day, you got to win. He's got to win. And this year in particular, if they don't win, what then what?
If Aaron Rodgers
and Molly, I'll say this.
Go ahead, Mike T. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's put the economics aside for a minute because we could argue that for a long time, and we have.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom Clements was named the quarterback coach of the Green Bay Packers on February 18th. On the 19th, Aaron Rodgers should have said, like, I'm in. Let's get the contract worked out. $150 million guaranteed, $46 million a year. He took another month, and that's being self-absorbed. That's not being a leader. Again, put out the economics to the side. They should have gone on a plane. They mean Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, and Aaron Rodgers. Go to Davante Adams, say, hey, this is the last dance. We're not leaving without a long-term deal. We could franchise you. We don't want to do that. We want to win a title. This is about our legacy. Aaron Rodgers did not do that. He wasn't showing himself to be a leader. He took another month to drag it out. There was nothing he didn't know on February 18th that he didn't know in mid-March. And because of that delay, that cost him Davante Adams.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.